Hello everyone and welcome back to the Iraqi Dinar News channel. Today, we have breaking news that is shaking the currency world to its core. This is not just another rumor or another whisper in the market. This is happening live right now. And if you've been following the dinar story for years, you need to hear this. Reports are coming in from multiple trading platforms, private exchange circles, and currency monitoring groups, all pointing to one shocking figure. $3.30 per IQD. Yes, you heard that right. The Iraqi dinar has been spotted trading and exchanging at levels we've only dreamed about before. For many people who have held on for years, hoping for this moment, this feels like a dream come true. But this isn't a fantasy, it's showing up in real numbers and it's happening in real time. If you're holding dinar, this could be the moment you've been waiting for. Stay with me because we're going to break it all down. The shockwave hits overnight. The market began showing unusual activity. Traders noticed their platforms flashing numbers that didn't match the normal pattern. At first, some thought it was a glitch or a temporary spike. But as hours passed, more confirmations came in. Screens from different regions, Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and even North America started showing similar data. The Iraqi dinar holding firm above $3. The $3.30 mark wasn't just a quick jump. It appeared repeatedly in multiple systems. This kind of alignment doesn't happen by accident. It points to an organized change, a coordinated update across systems. In market terms, this is called a revaluation, an RV, and it's the type of move that changes the financial lives of those holding the currency. When you see this happening on such a wide scale, you have to ask yourself, is this the start of the full rollout we've been expecting, or a limited phase meant for select groups first? Years of waiting paying off for years. The Iraqi dinar has been at the center of speculation and debate. Some people laughed at the idea of it ever being worth more than a fraction of a dollar. Others believed it was only a matter of time before Iraq's economic strength and resources would push the currency higher. Iraq isn't a small player, it's rich in oil, gold, and natural gas. It sits in a strategically important location for global trade, and behind the scenes, its government has been working to stabilize its economy, control inflation, and attract foreign investment. All these steps build the foundation for a stronger currency. The jump to $3.30 isn't random. It reflects years of policy changes, reforms, and international negotiations finally showing results. If this rate holds or even climbs higher, it will be one of the most significant currency events in modern history. Why $3.30 is a big deal now? Some might ask, why is $3.30 such an important number? Here's the thing. $3.30 per dinar means that even a modest holding can translate into a life-changing amount of money. For example, if you're holding 100,000 IQD, that's suddenly worth $330,000 USD at this rate. And for those holding larger amounts, the figures become even more jaw-dropping. But beyond personal gain, this rate signals that Iraq's currency is now being valued at a level comparable to some of the world's strongest currencies. That changes everything for Iraq's trade, imports, and global standing. It means more buying power for Iraq in the world market and more confidence from international investors. In short, it's not just a number, it's a sign of Iraq stepping into a new financial era. Global reactions begin we're already seeing signs that banks and governments are paying attention. Some financial institutions are quietly updating their currency desks. Staff are reportedly being trained again on handling large exchanges of so-called exotic currencies like the dinar. In certain private circles, exchange appointments are being whispered about. At the same time, international news outlets are starting to catch wind of the story. Though most are being careful with their wording until official announcements come from central banks. But make no mistake, when $3.30 appears across multiple trusted platforms, that's confirmation enough for many market watchers that something big is in motion. This isn't the type of thing banks can ignore. And once public demand rises, the pressure to make it official on a larger scale will grow fast. Possible reasons behind the RVSO. What could have triggered this sudden jump? There are several possibilities. One theory is that Iraq has finalized certain oil trade agreements priced in dinar, which would instantly raise its demand. Another possibility is that the country has increased its foreign currency reserves, importing large amounts of USD, euros, and other strong currencies, giving the Central Bank of Iraq more strength to back the dinar. There's also talk that international financial bodies may have approved Iraq's inclusion in certain trade and banking systems that require higher currency values. Whatever the exact reason, the result is the same. The dinar's value has surged. And people are now watching every tick on the screen to see if it holds or rises even further. What holders need to do now if you're holding Iraqi dinar, right? Now, the most important thing is not to panic. Yes, the excitement is huge, and yes, $3.30 is a dream rate for many. But rushing to exchange without a clear plan can lead to mistakes. You should be thinking about where you will exchange, what documentation you will need, and how you will manage the sudden increase in your financial position. Some banks may not be ready immediately, and private exchange groups might have limited spots. The key is to stay calm, gather information, and act strategically. Remember, major financial moves are best made with preparation, not emotion. Is this the final rate? While $3.30 is incredible, some analysts believe it could go even higher in the coming weeks or months. There have been whispers of rates above $4 or even $5 being possible once the revaluation process is fully complete. On the other hand, there's also the chance that $3.30 is part of an initial rollout to test systems and manage demand. Either way, this is not something to ignore. Even if it adjusts slightly down, it's still a massive leap from where the dinar has been for years. The important part is that the revaluation is no longer just a theory. It's here, it's live, and it's changing the game. The bigger picture for Iraq, this moment is about more than just currency value. It's about signaling to the world that it is ready to operate as a strong, stable, and competitive economy. Higher value dinar means more affordable imports, stronger negotiating power in oil deals, and increased ability to fund infrastructure and public services. It also boosts national pride after years of conflict, instability, and economic struggles. Iraq is showing it can rise again. This is a turning point, not only for currency traders, but for the country as a whole. What this means globally, the revaluation of the Iraqi dinar will send ripples through the global economy. Countries that trade with Iraq will now have to adjust their contracts and currency strategies. Investors who once ignored Iraq will now see it as a rising player worth attention. And other undervalued currencies, such as the Vietnamese dong, may also start to see upward movement in response to this shift. The RV doesn't just change numbers on a screen, it changes how wealth flows, how trade is done, and how financial power is distributed. This could be the start of a larger pattern in the currency markets. Staying informed is key from here on out. Every update matters. Rates can move fast in the early stages of a revaluation, and small shifts can have big impacts on your exchange value. Watch for official announcements from the Central Bank of Iraq. Pay attention to any changes on bank currency boards and monitor credible exchange platforms. Avoid acting on random rumors. The best moves will be based on confirmed, verified information. Remember, the goal isn't just to exchange at a high rate, but to do it safely and in a way that sets you up for long-term success. This is history in the making. The $3.30 rate for the Iraqi dinar is more than just numbers. It's the realization of years of anticipation, research, and patience for countless holders around the world. Whether this is the final stage or just the beginning, one thing is certain: the RV is real, it's live, and it's happening now. If you've been following this journey, now is the time to pay close attention, prepare your documents, and be ready to act. Opportunities like this do not come often, and when they do, they move fast. Stay sharp, stay informed, and remember, this is only the beginning of a new chapter in the dinar story. We'll be here every step of the way, bringing you updates as they happen.